Hi folks, Matt the Cruz from networkempire.com, and today I'd like to introduce Prospector to you. Prospector is a geomapping tool that we've used in our back office for numerous years, and we've used it for our local research, and we've used it to basically refine our offline marketing. Now, what does Prospector do? Basically, it imports your information from Aweber and the like, and basically maps out where the lead distribution is actually coming from. So when we look at this image, you can see the cluster of leads, the grouping of actual flags. Each flag represents an inquiry or a lead coming into our lead engine for a particular campaign. And what you can see, they're very tightly clustered, these leads. You can actually check the tight bundles. And what's happened here is we've started off seeing where our leads are coming from, and then we've targeted these leads either through offline or online marketing. So when we get a pin on the board and it's within an area that we're interested in, we then start focusing on the area and we refine our website to get more traction in that specific area. And the more we work on it, the more interest and tighter the groups become as you get more and more leads from the exposure that you're creating through your PPC campaigns, local campaigns through PPC, through your flyer drops that you're doing locally, and through your newspaper printing that you're doing locally. So you put an ad in the paper and you drive traffic back to your website through the offline mediums. But we use Prospector to really see where the interest is coming from, so we can do highly focused flyer drops on the locales. Okay, so it's very simple to use. I'm just going to log in quickly and I'll show you the setup. Now, when you put your leads in, to protect people's identities and data, we simply just use addresses. We don't put any people's names to the addresses, okay, when we do this. And the way it works is simple. 3 steps, well actually 2 steps. 1, input your data. 2, click on your project to see it. And then we've got our templates over here. So I use Lead Localizer. It's a tool that I do geo-targeting for competitor research. I run through, it does Yell and all kinds of stuff like that. And we basically use the listings to get an example of where businesses are from, and we can actually see on the map where these businesses are positioned. This is really good when you're building out a local lead campaign and you want to see how competitive it is. The more businesses that work in the area with a weak online presence, the higher chances you have of success, because you've got more people. You can actually build your sites and then you can see your leads too. Okay, then the second one is where are the leads coming from. We use an email list client and we actually import it in. So I'll show you the template first. Basically, it's a very simple template. It's a CSV format. Prospector only takes in CSV files, and you get address, city, state, zip code. The bare minimum that you need is the zip code. If you can get all 3 or 4 data set fields, then your mappings will be more accurate. Depending on how the address is formatted will depend on your success that you have. So just try and keep the postcodes and the zip codes correct and it'll work well. So what you do here is I'm just going to do a postcode campaign sample just to show you guys how this works. Here we can choose from the different templates. I'm just going to use the client leads. These are actual clients that have come in, and I'm going to point to my file which has all the data. Then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to press import. Okay, now what happens is when the page reloads, we're going to get the map again and it'll start mapping out all the leads. Now depending on if you got thousands of leads, it's going to take some time to do this. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm just going to zoom out and you can actually start seeing the mappings appearing. Let's close that off there. So what happens is the map's going to start building itself up, and we can actually start seeing how the map gets generated as it starts feeding us the information back. So I'll just zoom in a bit more and we can actually see better. And there the local lead starts building out your whole profile of where all your leads are coming from, and it's really cool when it does this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just show you the rest of the interface, and then I'm going to pause the video and let the mapping take place, and when it's completed I'll finish off the video showing you the end result. But simply what's happened now is there's our campaign. Okay, So when we come back a bit later on, we can actually click on this campaign and you can delete the campaign simply by clicking on this little bin over here. But you can have as many campaigns as you want with this tool. It's not capped in any way. But we do suggest that when you finish with the campaign, or you don't want to have the data anymore, you can actually just delete it. One thing that's really great about this tool is you can actually put a date stamp on your naming of your file or your project, import your list, and you can watch how the geographical lead generation is growing. You can come back in 2 months time, create another campaign, import that data, and you can see how it's going. Okay, so I'm going to pause this video, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and see what it looks like when it's finished. Hi folks, I'm back. I've let the application run for a few minutes, and what you can see is in the locale that we're doing the Midlands of Scotland, which is basically the central belt here. And what you can see is there's a dense amount of clusters of leads that we created over the year. And as we zoom in, you can actually start seeing how we focused on the locales. We can see how the distributions have taken place. Okay, so as we go in, we get to really see nicely what towns are actually working for us. Okay, and this is the power of Prospector. It gives you the ability to see where your leads are coming from, how you're doing on your campaigns, and how many missed opportunities there are. So for example, on this side of the Clyde River, we had not done much work over here. We actually didn't do any campaigning over here near the Cumbernauld area, this whole section here. We focused mainly on these regions for this campaign, and there are missed opportunities over there. I can see them already. Now that's Prospector in a nutshell. Very, very simple to use. Simply come in, format your spreadsheet as a CSV file, give it a name, import it, and then you can view your data. Thank you for your time, and I'll speak to you soon.